بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Now that we know a few rules, it's time to practice some bigger words. A, n, ta, an, ta, anta. Very good. Ihdi, 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 ihdi. Look out for the long vowel in this example. Mir, sa, dan. Mirsadan. Very good. This has two sukoons. Tab, tum. Irtabtum. Irtabtum. Khai, run. Khai, run. Khairun. You remember this letter? That's right, it is the Alif Maqsurah. How can you tell? The ya doesn't have any marks, and the letter before it has a fatha. The word reads abqa. Abqa. This is a little tricky. It reads iqra. Iqra. So it's not iqra. You have to pronounce the hamza with a sukoon. It's like a half an a sound. Iqra. Here is a similar one, but also with a long vowel. Ta, tu, na. Ta'tuna. Ya, la, mu, na. Ya'lamuna. Another tricky one. Is that an Alif Maqsurah? Let's look through the rules. Does the ya have any marks? No. Does the letter before it have a fatha? No. Then it's not an Alif Maqsurah. It's the long vowel ya. How can we tell? Remember, if the ya doesn't have any marks on it, and the letter before it has a Kasra, it's a long vowel ya. It reads Yahdi. Yahdi. But doesn't the ya have two dots on the bottom? Sometimes it doesn't. Just remember these rules and you will get it. Here is a similar one. The ya also doesn't have any dots. It also doesn't have any marks. And the letter before it has a kasra. So it's a long vowel ya. It reads tajri. Tajri. Very good. Here is a tricky one. The ya also doesn't have any dots on the bottom, but this time it has a mark on it. If it has a mark, even if it doesn't have any dots on the bottom, you read it as the letter ya. It reads ra'yi. 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 Great work. Another tricky one. What's the second letter? Is it a vowel? No, that's a hamzah. Remember, the hamza can sit on its own or these letters. It also has a sukoon on it. It reads mu'sadatun. 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 Now, when you are reading a word in the Quran and you stopped at a word ending with the Ta Marbuta, you have to change it to a ha with a sukoon. So when I stop, it won't be read as mu'sadatun. It reads mu'sadah. Mu'sadah. But if I continue reading, I will read it as mu'sadatun. Here is another example to make it clearer. If I continue reading a sentence, this will read musfiratun. Musfiratun. Now, if I stop at the word ending with the Ta Marbuta, I read it with a ha. It now reads musfirah. Musfirah. Great. Okay, last example. Another tricky one. Can you guess what it reads? Does it read yubdi with a long vowel ya? Or does it read yubdi you with a ya at the end? Or does it read yubdi'u with a hamza? That's right, it's a hamza, and it's just sitting on one of those letters that it's allowed to sit on. It reads yubdi'u. Yubdi'u. Very good.